we like to see. That's what we like to see, right? That is, oh, what a dub. Sorry about the late entry here. We were trying to get technology working. It was connected. Just wasn't letting me go live on my end. But we're here. We're ready to talk some Vikings football. That's right. After a crazy win, we'll say that. Man, just a roller coaster up rolls around. And we're like, okay, now it's really time to show up and start playing some really good football, even though it wasn't really good, to say the least. It was okay. It was okay. It was a great game. First and foremost, shout out to the Gridiron Blitz or the Detroit Lions Syndicate for streaming the game. We will be doing that in the future. But man, what... the last 5 minutes of that game, was just a roller coaster of emotions. You're sitting there, you're like, oh no, what are we going to do? Can we get a stop here? Our defense has been awful the whole game. Let Detroit literally walk all over us. Can we get a stop? And then things started to not really go our way. And then all of a sudden, due to Dan Campbell's play calling, thanks MCDC, we'll take that any day of the week, we find a way to get a stop, a crucial stop, and then find a way to punch it in the end, to win, to beat the Detroit Lions 28-24. An amazing game. One of those games where you expect to win going in. But after you've seen what Detroit has done the past 2 weeks, they average like 35 points a game or something, you start getting a little nervous, okay? It is a division rival. We always seem to put up some good fights against these guys. But it just turns out that, we walked away with a dub, huh? How about that? That was incredible. Offensively, we looked all right. Look, we're going to go over my 3 keys to victory, just kind of kind of oversee if we did those things to kind of get the victory, which we ended up doing. And we started off basically with give Dalvin the ball. Now, first and foremost, hey, rest up, get healthy. We need you. We need you in a big way. Hopefully he's okay in the future. Looked as if, right away it looked like his wrist, but then I kind of seen him, tugging that shoulder on his shoulder pad, and I'm like, oh no. So hopefully it's not a broken collarbone. If it is, man, that'll be a tough loss. That'll be a massive loss for us. So hopefully he's okay. I think they decided to sit him out maybe for the fact that he was okay and just didn't want to risk it the rest of the game. I think we felt like we were okay with Alexander Madison and Kene Nwangwu in the backfield, which, hey, Madison got us a touchdown. That was awesome. What did he get? Let's see here. 7 rushes, 28 yards, and a touchdown. Perfect. So we needed out of him. Okay, Dalvin goes down, next man up mentality. Alexander Madison did just that, and he's a good running back. He's a starter in this league wherever you want to put him. I think he can definitely start on a lot of teams. There's some teams like, off the top of my head, the Cleveland Browns. I don't think Madison would start there. That's obviously Nick Chubb, but Alexander Madison can do pretty good things. Definitely pretty good things. Dalvin Cook ended up finishing the day with 17 rushes, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins, man, the decisions he makes really just puzzles me at times. Like, there was a couple balls, like, at the end of the game when he tried to hit Alexander Madison for that, 40, 50-yard bomb, when he just hucked it up there, double covered, triple covered, whatever it looked like, and just basically said, good luck, pal. We didn't need to make that throw. Okay, you can march down the field slowly but surely and try to put points on the board. Thank goodness the Detroit Lions didn't come after that possession and score themselves, because that would have made the game that much tougher. I'll tell you what, if Detroit scores a field goal there, okay, they decide instead of going for it on 4th down, which I thought was really dumb, in my opinion, because kick that field goal, take the points. Now you're forcing the Vikings or us to score a touchdown. You're forcing us to do that. We didn't have to march all the way down the field and score a touchdown. We could have just kicked the field goal, tied it, sent it in overtime. Thank goodness, KJ Osborne was wide open there for that touchdown. But they should have kicked the field goal, and they didn't. That's poor play calling. They should have ran the clock down as much as possible and kind of changed it up. I think they kind of went with the same run plays right at one after another, where Zadarius Smith was just eaten down. I think it was either Jamal Williams or DeAndre Swift, one of the two. We ate them up. Okay, we played really good football today. Other than the fact that our defense needs to be way more consistent. Plain and simple, we have to be better defensively. It looked awful from the get-go, so hopefully we can clean that But hey, that's a dub. Vikings 28-24. So let's go over to the chat. Let's see who's all in the chat here. We got Dempsey. Shout out to Dempsey. Longtime Vikings fan, one of my best friends. He said, heart attack game at the end of the day, though. A win is a win in the NFL. Definitely not wrong. A win is a win in the National Football League. We'll take them as they come, okay? Honestly, I thought we were going to end up losing that ball game, especially when Detroit got the ball with like 2 minutes or a little over 2 minutes to go. I was like, oh, no, here we go. We're probably not coming away with a win this week, but we did, okay? Plain and simple, a win is a win. Sarah says, amazing ending. Not wrong. Nomad. Shout out to Nomad for being in the chat the whole game. Really appreciate the support and stuff like that. So awesome game. He also said, I was only 40 when I woke up this morning, but I think I'm about 65 now after that game. Yeah, I feel you, man. 25 feel like I'm 40 at this point. Man, the Vikings always seem to do that, don't they? Don't they? Like, every week it seems like. Literally the whole season. You're just sitting there, we should win this game. Then you start watching, you're like, oh, no. Like, of course this is going to happen. You sit there kind of twiddling your thumbs. I think Ruth, who was in the game chat at one point, said, like, I have no more nails or something like that. And listen, I felt that completely. Just an utter wow type of game. Always a Minnesota Vikings fashion, though. So it is what it is. Dempsey also says, Detroit is not the same team as last year. They're a very feisty team who plays hard. This is not a gimme game. No, you're definitely not wrong. Look, they go by one word, okay? Grit. Detroit goes by grit, and you've seen that if you watch the Hard Knocks, and they got all of that, okay? Detroit's a team that's going to fight to the very last minute, whether we like it or not, okay? They're going to stay in every single game. They put up points on the board. Their offense is fantastic. Fantastic, okay? You get Amon-Ra started, which, by the way, was my second key to victory. Stop Amon-Ra St. Brown. We sort of did that in a way. I think he had like 6 catches 6 catches, 73 yards, no touchdowns. So the yards were there. He needed, I think, two more catches to have 8 receptions in 9 straight games, which would set a Detroit Lions record. I believe he's tied with like, I think it's Herman Moore or something like that. I don't know. But all I do know is we slowed him down enough to get the victory. If he scores a touchdown, if he gets going, gets more catches, man, I don't know what happens in this ball game, but it is what it is. Dempsey also says, I think the play of the game for the Vikings is when they went for it on 4th and 6th and converted. Mike Zimmer would have punted and put it in the defense's hands. I love the gut check call. Yeah, man, that was perfect. We talked about it at halftime with him going with us going for it on 4th and 6th. Like, we needed to do that. We needed to have build that momentum, okay? Because like Dempsey said, if Zimmer were our coach, we're punting, whatever the case may be, field goal. We're not even trying to get that first down, not even trying to convert that and give our team a little bit more momentum, which we ended up doing. 4th and 6, that was huge. That might have turned the game around, might have flipped it. Hard to say, though. I think that was early on in the game, or at least early on the second half or something like that. But at the same time, gutsy play calling works every once in a while. And when it does work, you're praised for it. When it doesn't work, you got the whole fan base, including myself, screaming, why did we do that? But it was a great game. I mean, honestly, great game. If you're in the chat, send over some questions, what you liked about the game, what you didn't like about the game, what we should change. Hit that like button. Also, hit the subscribe. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers by October 1st. Very doable. I think we're sitting at like 369, 370, somewhere around there. So make sure to hit that subscribe. Overall, though, a win's a win. I think that makes me a little bit more happy, right? At the end of the day, when you win a game, right, you want to sit back, put your feet up, and relax, right? That's what I'm going to do the whole day because we got a dub, and that's what y'all should be doing as well. Having a great old time because a win's a win against a division rival, which now actually tells us that we are the kings of the North yet again. Let's hope that stays this way. Next week, I think we got the New Orleans Saints in London. That's an 8:30 game, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what to think about that game. I really don't. Because week 1, okay, we came out firing on all cylinders. It beat Green Bay like it was like no day after that, basically. And then week 2, Philadelphia Eagles come in to their house and absolutely destroy us. And then we do this against Detroit. We do this against Detroit where it's just a heartbreaking game, heart-wrenching game. Yeah, yep, loving the throwback straight cash homie jersey. You're darn right. Randy Moss. Nobody better to do it. You could say Jerry Rice, but in my opinion, Randy Moss. But Saints are gonna be a tough test. They really are. I feel like their defense is tough. They make plays. They didn't against Carolina today. I think they actually lost to Carolina, so that gives me a little happiness there or a little optimism, you could say. Let's see what we got. Yeah, they lost 22-14. Even better. Come to London, okay? London town over there, where we're gonna come away victorious with that one. Hopefully. Still don't know what to think about it. I think as a Vikings fan, we all kind of realize that it's one game at a time. A lot of people like to, jump the gun and say hey, Super Bowl. We're going to this is our year. It's our year. I haven't really heard too much of that lately, this season anyways, where it's kind of just like, let's roll the dice, take the punches as we can, and take the dubs as we can, because we never know if we're gonna win week to week. We never know. It's literally you get your hopes up just to get them smashed. I think we just got, as Vikings fans, kind of realize one game at a time. Let's make the playoffs. That was my expectation right at the beginning of the season. We have to make the playoffs. And with this win, a statement win over, I guess you don't really need to call it a statement win, but to me it's a statement win because it's a division opponent in the Detroit Lions. They played some good ball, like straight up. Detroit's a good team. It wouldn't surprise me if they make the playoffs, if we end up making the playoffs. Like, this team fights to the end. MCDC has that team and that culture in the right spot. He just has to be better play calling wise and get things kind of dialed up that makes sense and choose that clock and hopefully helps them get the dub. But I'm okay with the Vikes win. I mean, what more do you want? We played some okay football. Cam Dantzler. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot wait to see Andrew Booth Jr. on that football field. Okay, Dantzler is way too inconsistent. He has to clean up a couple different things. He definitely does. Because, if you put a move on Dantzler, just give him that one little shimmy, he's like, oh no. And then you're passing for about 3 yards, and then you're gonna get a catch. He'll tackle you, but it's probably for a first down, or he's going to let up a deep ball. It just seems he's just very inconsistent. He has to play better football. Year 3, you think you'd have it down by now. Yes, cornerback is a very tough position to play, especially in today's ball game where wide receivers are, unreal, basically. So we have to figure out a way to get him to play more consistent football. Because if not, man, I don't want to see him on the field. I like, plain and simple. I just don't. I think he allows for too many mistakes to happen, and that in turn shows that our defense is mediocre. Like, we're good every once in a while. Like, our defensive line, hey, great offense. Our defensive line. Zadarius Smith finally got going towards the end of the game. Thank goodness he was okay when he got injured. Our linebacker crew, it's good. Okay, I think it could be better. Eric Kendricks makes some plays. He's really good against tight end, which is what me and Dempsey talked about at halftime as well. Like, him in coverage against tight ends is ideal. Okay, against a receiver, he's okay, but he's going to let up some of those catches. Against a tight end, man, he's like glue. He sticks to those guys and plays really well. Our secondary, though, wow. Man, past 2 years have been awful. There's no other way to put it. Trash, garbage, atrocious, terrible. Way too inconsistent. Pat P, the past 2 games, has made massive plays. Against the Eagles, he had that interception. And old Kirk Cousins comes out there and throws an interception. Thank you. And then this game, Pat P steps up in a big way, making plays, having those pass deflection, getting the ball back in our offense's hands, which is what we need to do. He's good. He's a veteran. He's been in the game. He knows what to do every single Sunday. So, look, like Dempsey said, we have a ton to clean up, but being 2-1, knowing what we have to fix will help this team grow to where we know they can be. You can't shut down Jefferson forever. He will get 100 yards next game. Let's hope, man. Let's hope. Saints are different, man, because I guess their defensive backs haven't been that great, or they've kind of diminished over the years. After they lost Marcus Williams to the Ravens, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a big hit. So a quick update on Dalvin Cook. I know we're kind of jumping around, but Ben Gosling, who's a Vikings insider, said O'Connell said Dalvin Cook will be day-to-day with his shoulder injury, but at it, Cook has already told him he'll be ready to go next Sunday. The Vikings will make that call as the week goes on. That's huge. That's like a chip off my shoulder. Like, okay, he's okay. Literally at first I was like, that's a collarbone. That's huge because he's out the rest of the season. Seems like he'll be ready to go. Maybe he'll just have to put his arm in a brace and be just fine. He just will have to take, less unnecessary hits, if that makes any sense. So Dalvin, day to day, but he said he's ready to go come Sunday, which I'm glad we're already thinking towards the Saints. That should be the mentality. Focus on that one team for the whole week, but he seems to be good to go. This game, man, just a roller coaster, huh, folks? Just a roller coaster. And if you were in the game chat or in the game, the score and game audio, I appreciate it. I really do. That's huge to have over there. We will be doing the Saints game at 8:30 a.m. So I will be pretty tired. Maybe we'll see. We'll just drink an energy drink and have our old fun time and just have a fun time. Basically is what we're going to be doing. So great win, great victory over the Detroit Lions. We moved the 2-1 Kings of the North as it stands right now, 28-24. The Vikings get the dub. Let's end this with another reminder. Hit that like. Put a chat in here if you would like as well. Also, hit that subscribe. We're trying to get the channel to 400 subscribers. 400 by October 1st, just a couple weeks away. I believe it's like 2 weeks away or something like that. 6-7 days away, something. So yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe. 30 more people need to go, so let's get that done. Anyways, have a great rest of your evening. Watch some more football. The Vikes got a dub, and I'm pumped about it. 2-1 going into week 4 against the New Orleans Saints. Have a great one, folks, and Skol Vikings. That's what we like to see.